Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Free Mind Thinkers. I am your man, Big Brother Tucker, and I have quite a bit to talk about. Let's start with my man, Willard Smith Jr. Y'all may know him as the Fresh Prince Will Smith. It's been about 2 weeks now since he walked up on the Oscar stage on live TV, slapped Chris Rock, and screamed profanities at him from across the room. Not a good look, and he's feeling the repercussions of that. Um, Hollywood studios have put all of his productions on pause. He has removed himself from the Academy Board, and he's also been banned from attending the Oscars for the next 10 years. That last thing, I'm not sure how much of a punishment it is, but the hit to his reputation, the the major pause in his career, I believe is a very significant punishment. Now, I'm just not going to let him off the hook, but I believe, like all people, the Christian in me, the Christ in me, believes that he's redeemable. He's being punished for the dumbass act he did, and I'm good with that. I know, I really am. I'm really good with that, man. Um, so hey, to my man Will Smith, good luck, my brother. You know, see you on down the road, and I hope all things return back to you, and that you become a better person for it. But what I want to talk about are those blatant idiots, those top-notch idiots that actually said white folks need to shut up and not comment on this. It was on some show or podcast. Neither one of those things that I listened to, but it came across my attention in my news cycle because I was, notice the word was, a huge fan of Yvette Nicole Brown. She was on a show called Parks and Recs, and I know her more from her being a super fan of The Walking Dead, and doing a whole bunch of Comic Con style things. Um, so there's that. But she was on this show. She was on a MSNBC show hosted by Tiffany Cross. Now on the show, Tiffany Cross held a panel about the slap Will Smith gave to Chris Rock. On this panel was Yvette Nicole Brown and the griot columnist Michael Harriot. Cross said, "Everybody has an opinion about the slap." Then she added, "It's utterly ridiculous to center this conversation in the opinions of white folks." Harriet claimed it was an example of how black people relate to each other. Brown said in reference to the incident that some people use their words, some people use their hands, and in the black community, we understand that. And then she wants to immediately turn around and say, "I'm not saying violence is the answer." Let's just start with the first thing. So white folks should not have a say since it involved black people. Hey, black folks, let's turn that around for a minute and see how it fits. Y'all do understand that the majority of America is still white, right? Y'all do get that? Y'all get that, right? Oh, okay. Okay. So that means we shouldn't say shit about politics if it's only white folks involved, right? That means what the president says we should not have an opinion on, right? We shouldn't have an opinion on that because we black. Let white folks handle white folks business, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's how stupid that shit sound. I remember clearly that when the protest erupted in behind George Floyd, the protest that reached from East Coast to West Coast, I could have swore I heard black people screaming and repeating, it's time for white folks to get involved. White folks don't remain silent. Say something. But why? Oh, so we want their opinion when it benefits us. But if it's judging us in a harsh light, we want them to shut the fuck up. It don't work like that, man. Number one, what Will Smith did was on live TV in front of everybody. Say what you want to. Everybody has an opinion. And for these black people to get on TV and say, shut up, I guarantee you that if white folks or anybody else said that to black people, we would rather tear down and burn down more cities. That is the most insulting thing. And when I read it, when I saw the clips, it pissed me off beyond words. It goes to show how our racism is. And then to make the statement of it's how black people relate to each other, I'll be damned. If the only way you can relate to me is get physical with me, then you actually wait what white folks said about us in the 50s and 60s true. See, a lot of the people that are talking now that claim social injustice or social or systemic racism and all that bullshit, they never saw the real deal. They never had that harsh racism come up in the face and bite them. I have. I mentioned it in my very first, well, maybe not the first one, but I think in the second podcast I ever did. Oh, I've seen it live in your face. I've had white cop tell me, nigga, we don't want you here in this part of town. I've been chased home by skinheads. Oh, I have seen racism live and direct. What they think is racism is probably just inconvenience or lack of understanding, or they may not just like you. It may not have anything to do with your race. They just don't like you. And reading what they said, listening to what they said, I don't like them either, and I'm black. But to say that's how black folks relate? Oh, so we are savages. We are beasts. We are thugs. That's the only way we know how to relate. And they're co-signing that. They are co-signing that's how black folks relate. And in the black community, some people use words. Some people use their hands in the black community. We understand that. I don't. If I don't lay my hands on your loved ones, don't you come fucking with me. Don't you come put your hands on me. That's a period, point blank thing. It has nothing to do with race. Zero. Other than Will Smith's actions made the black folks look worse. But to make that comment, white folks don't have a say? Man, that is asinine beyond words. Ms. Cross said, I think it is utterly ridiculous to center this conversation in the opinions of white folks. This is just about what happened. The jumping off point should not be what might white people think about it. It is just this moment between these two men. I thought it was uncalled for. What even made you bring the race into it? I mean, nobody brought race into it until you said something. I've listened to several people speak on it. I've heard people make the comment of, whether they're right or whether they're wrong, it's their opinion of, hey, you just can't talk about a man's wife. He got up there and he defended his wife. Not fully with that one. I have my own 2 cents about it. Go check out the last podcast. Yeah, okay. But I understand that. I've heard people say, this is what happens when you live in a Twitter-based or a social media-based world. People get so used to saying what they want without facing any immediate consequences that's what made Chris Rock fly enough or feel strong enough to make a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's hair loss. I can see where you're coming from. It doesn't exactly apply here. But again, I respect that opinion. I respect that viewpoint. But to say that it's the conversation, the opinions of white folks, everybody's been commenting on it. Do you know what kind of racial grift, what kind of race-based statement that was? That's MSNBC for you, though. They got to bring race or Donald Trump into everything. Nobody's mentioned it. I mean, because nobody called it black on black crime, because that's what it was. Everyone called it for what everyone said. Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. No one made it a black on black thing until this chick here opens her silly ass mouth. Race bait, people. Keep your eyes open for it. This is what myself and other educated, intelligent, and aware black people are hip to. We understand that there are people who are paid, who have their own selfish self-interest in it, that do everything they can to keep that divide there, to keep a racial disharmony in play. And that's what this is. This was put out there just to make sure, wait a minute, black folks and white folks are sharing the same opinion about a subject. Oh, crap. They might understand that there's more that they have in common than what separates them. Somebody better go out here and make it a racial thing. I give to you Tiffany Cross. Come on, man. Do better. And then for Yvette Nicole Brown to co-sign it with that nonsense, oh my goodness. When she says, and I quote, there's a level of disrespect that every person can handle. Some people use their words, some people use their hands. It is what it is. In the black community, we understand that. Oh, I repeat, I don't. Because, see, I raise my children. They can say whatever they want to, baby. Walk away, or if you want to argue with them back or fuss back, you want to, or what we call it, spit box, do all that. But you keep your hands to yourself. That's what my co-parent and I teach our children. You keep your hands to yourself until they lay hands on you. Words are words. They may hurt, but they are words. If someone wants to use words to assault, you defend yourself with words. The second it gets physical, you lay their ass out. So no, I don't understand that. I understand how it can make you feel, because I guarantee you that every person in America, black, white, and otherwise, has had somebody on the job, a supervisor or something, that has said some things that have made you want to slap the fire from them. But you didn't. Hey, why is that? Oh, because for starters, you don't want to lose your job. Secondly, you have some common goddamn sense. So now, Yvette, speak for yourself. They may work their way in your hood, your family, but no, not here. Words, nah. If you're that mad, leave. Walk off. Because what you're saying is, if a woman says something a man don't like, he got permission to go upside her head then, right? Especially in the black community, because what you just said, remember, we understand. So if that woman says something to that man that piss him off, he can go clean upside her head then. That's how silly a statement like that is. That's how barbaric and how stupid a statement like that is. And let's not forget about the griot columnist, Mr. Michael Harriot, as he explained it like this. It's hard to explain to a white person what's the difference in between an open hand slap and a punch, because they consider it all violent. Because it fucking is. Whether I punch or whether I slap you, it's still violent. Bruh. You, again, do y'all understand how silly y'all are making yourselves look right now? We were telling y'all about. That's it right there. We told y'all they were nothing more than savages. They're taking your words and telling you, see, this is who they really are. There is no way that as black people, this conversation should have ever taken place. It's disgraceful, it's demeaning, and all three of y'all should have your lips sewn shut for the rest of your fucking life, because that is insulting. My great-grandfather, my grandmother, my mother, the things that those people fought against, y'all just condone. The images and stereotypes that they fought to overcome, y'all just glorified and boosted. So thanks. I appreciate that. Tiffany Cross Connection, Michael Harriot, and Yvette Nicole Brown. Oh, y'all are just wonderful beacons for the black community. Go to hell and don't come back. And that's going to wrap up this segment. I'm going to catch you on the next one. And as always, y'all know how I get down. Listen less, learn more. I'm out.